Okay, y'all, I'm back. With the video y'all probably been waiting on. Basically explaining the process and my surgery. So this is more of a story time based on the surgery, and I just wanted to get a little more detailed about what they found about me. So my surgery was a day surgery at a surgery center. It started at 6:30 a.m. in the morning. By 8 a.m., I was in surgery. Basically, me and my grandmother went into the surgery center that morning. They got my money from me. Lord, my money. So much money for me. And they got that. And we sat down for a little bit. It took literally no more than 30 to 45 minutes for them to get me processed in. And then someone was calling me alone back. I thought they were just getting the usual blood work. And then you know how they send you back to the waiting room until they're ready. Well, no, in this case, they did get blood work from me, but they were ready. So I did my blood work, and then once I did my blood work, they were literally ready to go. Like, they were ready. They had everything processed, and they gave me the robe to put on and the socks, and they were ready to roll. The room where other people are waiting in beds as well, either to get discharged or to go in for their surgery. That's where I was. So I went there, and my grandmother was able to come back and sit with me prior to me being rolled out to the operating room. So what they did in that room before I went to the operating room, they pretty much asked me all those questions. Are you allergic to any medication? And things like that. She got my IV started in my hand, and it kind of bothered me because it was stinging and irritated. And I told them prior to, because I didn't want any issues with that. Even though I would be asleep, I just sitting there for that little bit of time was annoying. So they came, they flushed it, they adjusted it, and it was okay. Of course, I, was talking to my grandmother because I was nervous or whatever, and she, grandmothers, they gonna always make stuff feel better, but she was, reassuring me that I would be okay and everything like that, and that this was for the best. Like, you need it, and I'm glad that I did go forward with the process, even though it got a little bit expensive because it was last minute and I had to make some moves and things like that. Like, I'm glad I did it because had I not found it out then, I think it could have got worse. I don't know much about the stuff, but I think it could have got worse. So, anesthesiologist came in. She pretty much gave me she called it something, but she said it was basically to stop me from being nauseous with the anesthesia, which, girl, go ahead, because I don't want to be nauseous. So then I took that, and basically she rolled me back with the other nurse to the operating room, which was scary. You see the lights, and it was something on the bed, like some type of equipment, and it looked like it may have been to hold my legs up or whatever while they do the surgery, because she was going through the vaginal area, through my belly button and through an incision near my belly button, which the terms for this is a laparoscopy and a hysteroscopy. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, forgive me. I had no idea about any of this before now. But I think that's what it's called. Basically, she put scopes in both ways with cameras to get a better view of what she saw in the ultrasound. So, yeah. I remember being lifted up by a young nurse, I guess. And she pretty much was real rough. She was like, yes, so you need to get up and walk. I was still asleep, literally. I just remember a glimpse of her face and her pulling my hand. And she was saying, you need to walk. Because of the cramping that's all over my body right now. I just remember saying, I'm cramping. And she was like, yeah, you're going to cramp for a while because of the fact that the type of surgery you had. And I was like, did you not give me meds after the surgery? Like, can I not get something for it? She was like, the meds are not going to work for those cramps. you're going to have cramps. And I was like, that's ridiculous. And I remember just falling back to sleep. And then she was like, you have to get up, you have to walk. So I'm like, okay. Got up. Remember her walking me to the restroom. When she walked me to the restroom, she was like, you have to use the restroom before we can discharge you. Because it's a day surgery. You don't stay. And I was sitting there, and I remember just sitting there. I didn't use the restroom. And then she came in the restroom. She was like, you know what? I realized that you had already went after we removed the catheter while you were still out from the anesthesia. It's like, okay. That's why I don't have to be then. But, you know, that was scary for me, and that was kind of crazy because it was just like a shooting pain, like worse than the cramps I was telling y'all about. Like, I felt like, okay, no, I can't walk, but I did. And next thing, I remember I was in a wheelchair, in and out, going to sleep. And they rolled me out to the front. My grandmother was already in the car, ready to take me home. She got home. I got home. And of course, my boyfriend was there waiting on me. He had the kids, and he was there waiting on me to get me out of the car. And when he got me out of the car, we went in the house. And I remember I have steps to go up into my house. I remember just stopping right there. I was like, I can't go any further. If I do, I'm gonna faint. My body was just like so weak, and I was so nauseous. Like, I just wanted to throw up everywhere. I was so nauseous. I just was like, I can't move. So like for 10 minutes, I know I stood in that one spot, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay right here until I feel better. So finally it eased up. I still was nauseous, but it eased up enough for me to get to the bed. And she did prescribe me something for nausea, so that's why, because she knew I would be nauseous. And it's called Zofran, but she did prescribe me that. And then when I got to my bed, I remember just sleeping all day. I don't remember anything after that. Like, I literally just slept all day because of the cramps. And then she also prescribed me hydrocodone, so I took that and was sleeping and just sleeping it off. But yeah, that's how that went. And then she started giving me the information on what she did when she was in there. Of course, I don't remember doing the surgery. I was knocked out cold. But from what she told me, she went in, and the fibroids that she had said she didn't see, she found. She found a couple of them. And on top of the fibroids that she found, she was able to scrape most of the mass from my uterus, she said, but she couldn't get all of it. She said it just, the type of surgery wouldn't allow it. But what this surgery does is help her diagnose me with whatever else is in there, get a diagnostics of what needs to be done from here. And pretty much what she was saying was, honestly, you probably want to have that talk, which she said at my first visit when she did the biopsy. She was like, you need to have that talk with your partner on kids, having more kids. And for me, I was cool. I was cool with 2 kids. But having someone tell you that, okay, it's time to have that talk because this next surgery that you need to be okay in the future, you won't be able to have any kids. So that was hard for me, like, to go home and be like, so were you looking for more kids? That was hard. So she did say that. She was like, just because of what I saw in there and the amount of damage you have, and on top of everything, my uterus was literally in my abdomen, up high, not in the spot that your uterus, when you see those pictures or when you get your ultrasounds and stuff, it wasn't where a uterus would normally be, in so many words. I don't know what that means. I don't know how it moves. Don't ask me. That I can't answer. But she did say she pretty much had to detach it and move it down to where it belongs. And I have some photos that I'm going to attach, and you'll kind of see the damage that was done. It's a lot. It's kind of graphic, so just beware of that. But I'll post those right here. So yeah, those are the photos. And yeah, it's just basically my inside. She was like, yeah, I did a lot of work for it to be those type of surgeries, which is supposed to be minimally invasive. I did a lot of work, so you'll be in pain. No problem. Okay. I thought that was, good that she had finally gave me that heads up. However, I'm still, this is what, the third week after that surgery, I'm still having trouble, whether it be to use the restroom or, doing too much, trying to clean the house up. By the time I sit down, cramps are just there constantly. And I haven't had a cycle since that surgery, so wasn't expecting to feel like it, but I do. I do often. And like I'll be so up and down where I'm like, all right, so today I'm going to be able to do this, this, and that. And I'm going to put on some makeup. I'm going to do something with myself. And I'm going to go shopping. Get to the store. And I'm out of there. So, yeah, I think everybody's different. Because, yes, it is a small surgery leading up to the big surgery. But I'm having trouble. And I'm young. So, I don't know if it was if it's because she did say, yeah, I wasn't expecting to move your uterus, so yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of different recovery, but she pretty much blew me off like, you should be okay though. And then 5 days ago, I get a call about oh, Tanisha, you have an infection and we're gonna send you some meds to your pharmacy. I need the number. Flat out like that. This is a nurse calling me. And I'm like, where does it come from? Why do I have an infection? Is this why my pelvis is still in pain? Is this why I'm still cramping? Yes, that would be why. And she hung up. And I just didn't know what to think. It's been a process. The recovery time's supposed to be super quick, which the normal recovery, that part is good. It's just those little moments where you're like, crap, I'm going to throw up or I'm cramping and I don't know what to do about it. Those are the times where I'm like, this ain't what she said. I had the worst shoulder pain after the surgery. It was like someone had put a gas tank right here and pumped a whole bunch of gas into my shoulders. And I literally had to just have my boyfriend or my mom squeeze my shoulders like to release the pressure. Have no idea why. And I did some research and come to find out it really is gas. They put this CO2, if I'm saying that wrong, sorry, in your stomach to make it expand so they could see better and it could travel. And it traveled to my shoulders and I felt it for the longest. Literally, I was walking around like that, buff, because of the pressure. So that did relieve. After I've had them, give me those massages or whatever, it did relieve a little bit. But I was still like uncomfortable and sitting up. I remember I went to church and I had to leave. That was a no-go. My back just started aching in my stomach. I couldn't sit up. I have this little pillow that has arms on it that I use behind me in my bed. That's as far as I'm going to get to sitting up, And I even took a pillow to church with me. I had to leave. I couldn't stay. It was crazy. And using the restroom has been a struggle because the medication they give you get stopped up before anything. And they did not prescribe me anything to go with that to relieve it, to stool softener. So I had to go purchase that on my own, which is cool, whatever. I got it prescribed when I had my kids, but it is what it is. I bought that. As of the beginning of this week, it is now Saturday. The beginning of this week is when I first used the restroom. Because I had to go back to her to see her because I was still in pain. And they were like, well, she said if you're in so much pain, you need to come back. And I went back and I explained what I was going through. And she was like, well, did a lot of work and you're going to be in pain. Here's some things you can do. And they didn't prescribe it, I'm sorry. They had samples for making you use the restroom. She was like, well, yeah. So she said, yeah, it's going to work, but you'll have diarrhea at that point. And how I was feeling, honey, I'll take it. I'll take it. You know, if it gets this mess out of me with this gas and everything, I'll take it. And I know this is a little TMI, but I'm trying to be real because, like I said, I searched and I searched for people to tell me what I'm going to be dealing with when I do this surgery. Couldn't find a thing. Couldn't find the real. They just were like, oh, yeah, I'm having this and I finished and I'm okay. No, honey. Everybody is different. And I just wish somebody would have said, yeah, you may want to take this prior to or after, whatever. I don't know. But I just want to be real so that it'll help somebody. Because I was scared. And after I was scared, when I started realizing that I wasn't able to jump out the bed to do what my 2-year-old wanted me to do. So, but yeah, I just really want to be able to shed light on what really goes on, you know. But I did have that conversation, and we did decide that whatever it takes to make me okay and to not have to deal with the things I've been dealing with, we're going to do. So I'll be having a hysterectomy in November. I get more details on the type that she's going to decide to do, whether it be full or partial. I go on the 24th, and that's when she'll tell me more about my surgery because they still haven't given me my results for my fibroids yet, so I don't know what type they are or what else was in there. So I'll be waiting on that. On the 24th, I'll find out more details, and I'll come back to you guys. And I'll also, because I now am doing this, I'll be able to capture my post-op appointment for the hysterectomy on the November 8th. So that'll be something different. Hopefully they let me record. If not, I'll try to just kind of record their talking and then put it into my video and let y'all know what they say. But I appreciate you guys watching. Trying to get better at this lighting thing, so I'm like literally in my car, but I appreciate it. And just stay tuned.